Getting ready for your cruise is so exciting. These are the things that you must do in the last 7 days before your cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, in previous videos, we have gone through what to do in the last 60 days before your cruise, what to do in the last 30 days before your cruise, and now we are in the home stretch. These are the things that you must, or at least want to do in the last week before your cruise. Now, I am going to go through some of the really important big things that you kind of really have to do, as well as some of the small things that you can do that will just make things a lot easier and better for you. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And before I forget, please leave your suggestions of your must-dos within the last 7 days before a cruise in the comments below. Let's get started. Now, I have 17 points and they're not necessarily in a particular order. But number one, make sure that you now have downloaded your cruise line app. So in some cases, you may have already downloaded it because you needed to fill in some of your online check-in. However, if you didn't need to do this, maybe you haven't done it yet. Don't wait until you're on the ship or at the cruise port terminal. Do this now. Take a look around. Make sure it's downloaded while you have Wi-Fi. Okay, I got warm, took off my sweater. Number two, print out all of your documents. Now, I know most of us have our phones and we have technology, but honestly, this can fail or your Wi-Fi could maybe not work in one of the islands. So things to print out include your cruise documents, but as well any of your hotel reservations and even your shore excursion tickets. So any of that, especially if you've booked this privately, make sure to print before you go. Number three, prepare your passport and or your government ID if applicable. And what I like to do is keep my passports in like a passport holder so that they're ready. And at the same time, if I have anything that I've printed, I can keep them like in the envelopes, in the zippered pouches over here as well. And I actually keep my passports right on top of my carry-on bag about a week before as I'm preparing to go on my cruise. I want to make sure that it is there, that I do not forget it on the day of my cruise. By the way, I'm going to link this passport holder down in the description below, as well as other cruise items that you might be interested in. Number four, print out your luggage tags. Isn't that the most fun thing to do? I just love when I print out my luggage tags. Now, you might want to order luggage tag holders as well. If you haven't ordered them already, they are available on Amazon. So you can even do that the week before your cruise. Usually with Amazon Prime, it might only take 1 day or 2 days maximum to get your luggage tag holders. However, if you can order them in advance, then definitely do so. If you don't want to order any luggage tag holders, you can definitely the morning of your cruise fold the paper and staple that onto your luggage. Number five, arrange for your shuttle if you haven't done so already, or if you plan on taking a taxi or an Uber, just do a little bit of research to make sure that you know how you're getting from the airport to the cruise port or from the airport to your hotel and then the cruise terminal. Number six, do your online check-in. Now, usually for a cruise, I do suggest that you do your online check-in about 30 days before your cruise. However, you are going to have to do your health questionnaire. Usually it is within the last day before your cruise, so you'll want to look back on that. As well, if you are flying, you'll want to do your online check-in for your flights. Now, what I like to do is actually keep a little list, so you can keep a list of the things to do in the last week before your cruise and the things to do in the last day before your cruise. So you just don't forget anything and you check that off as you go. Now, I also have a list, and this is part of the Ultimate Cruise Planner. I also have a list of the last minute things to do, even around your house, as well as to get ready for your cruise. So I'm going to continue talking about that in this video. However, if you do want to have this list as well as cruise packing lists, cruise outfit planning forms, and more, that is all available in the 47-page Ultimate Cruise Planner. It is a downloadable, printable cruise planner, so you can download it to your device or computer and print out the pages that you need as often as you want. Now, I will leave the information linked down in the description below in case you do want to check that out. Number seven, notify your credit card company. This is just, I think, good practice, especially if you don't travel often. Notify your credit card company either online or you can give them a call as well. Number eight, put a hold on your mail or have a neighbor or somebody else pick that up. Number nine, get cash out if you are going to need it. So whether you're going maybe overseas and you're going to need a different currency, or even if you just want to have some small bills in US dollars, this is something really good to have for a cruise. So even though you may have prepaid your tips or you may pay your tips on board. You still want to have some small bills to maybe tip the porters when you do get to the cruise terminal, maybe tip the tour guides when you are on a cruise excursion, and even just to have a little bit of cash around with you, because sometimes you don't want to pay with a credit card and you do want to use some cash. Number 10, check the weather forecast of the area that you are going to be traveling to or cruising to, because sometimes it can be unseasonably hot, unseasonably rainy, unseasonably cold, and you are going to have to adjust. So you may want to add an extra sweater or two, or at the very least, bring a good shawl. You may want to bring an umbrella. I usually don't bring an umbrella on a cruise, but sometimes I look at the forecast and I think, oh, I think I'm going to need that umbrella, or at least a little light rain jacket. And if your embarkation day is unseasonably cold, you'll want to adjust your embarkation day outfit as well. Number 11. Now, I would say this one might be a little bit more for the ladies, but no judgment here. But something that you'll want to do is keep a day or a half day to yourself in the day or so before your cruise. So you can use that day to pick up the last minute things that you need for your cruise or for your vacation. So one of those things is even medication. Make sure that you have brought with you at least an extra couple of weeks of medication. As well, any last minute toiletries. And the other things that I always do, usually the day before a cruise, is I go and I get my hair done. I always make sure that I've made my appointment for my manicure and my pedicure, for waxing, and any other self-care things that you like to do before you go on a cruise. Now, if at all possible, when you are booking your vacation time off from your work, if you are working somewhere for somebody else, then try to book the day before your vacation as a vacation day as well. Number 12, clean your house and have it ready for when you come back from your vacation. It is just going to make it so much easier. You're already going to have those post-cruise blues, but if your house is clean, so meaning change your bed sheets, take out the trash, empty your dishwasher, and water the plants. This way, when you come back home, you are going to be eased in to getting into a comfortable spot rather than having to clean up the mess that you left because you were in such a rush before you went on your vacation. Number 13, if you haven't already planned your excursions, this is now the time to do them. You can actually still book your excursions. I believe it's usually up until 2 days or 4 days before your cruise. So try to do this for sure 7 days or 6 days before your cruise. Take a look. If you are planning on doing an excursion, it usually is much easier to book it online before you go. And you can always make an adjustment if needed to on the cruise ship with the shore excursion desk. Now, the same should be said for any other packages. So dining packages and beverage packages, honestly, I don't think are ever cheaper if you buy them on board. So you're almost always going to be better off booking this before your cruise. Now, I usually like to look at this several weeks before my cruise because sometimes you may have sales for 20 or 25% off or more of these packages. But at the very least, most of the time, if you book this before your cruise, you are going to be saving at least about 10%. If you know you want to do these things, you may as well do this before your cruise. Number 14, mow the lawn. I don't think I need to say more than that, but it's so much better to arrive home and that is done. Number 15, take photos of your passport. And something that I like to do is even email these photos of my passport to myself. And you can print them off as well. This is something good to have. You may also want to email this even to a relative along with your itinerary and an emergency contact. Number 16, fully charge all of your devices and make sure that you have packed your chargers. Now, something that we brought on our last cruise, I think probably a couple of cruises now, is this electronics case. And basically it has room for chargers. It has room even for my portable charger and power bank. So I keep all of this together and I keep this in my carry-on when I cruise. Number 17, set your away message for your work email. Isn't that the absolute best feeling of all? Now, for the last day of work, make sure that you do keep a list of just the absolute necessities for your work that you absolutely have to have done, and plan to finish that earlier in the day if you can, so you really can get into your vacation mode in the last hour of your workday and be ready to go on your cruise. Now, I'm going to leave the information about the Ultimate Cruise Planner that I mentioned down in the description below in case you are interested in checking it out. It is $10 off right now. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you as you are planning your cruise. Please let me know in the last week before your cruise, what are the last minute things that you do or you think other people should do? Please leave that in the comments below. And I am going to leave a video right after this one all about the things that you should do in the last 60 days before your cruise. I think I'll leave even a little playlist so you'll have the 60 days and the 30 days as well. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.